there's another typhoon here. If you watched my last video, we just had a major one come through. This one's not quite as bad. So today we're gonna finish up kind of putting the rear disc back on. Well, it's already on, but it's kind of mocked up. So we're gonna put the rear disc on the Ruckus, get everything ready to go. So when the weather clears up, we can actually ride. This isn't really designed for a Ruckus, it's just a motorcycle jack slash lift, but I make it work. They don't really have too much, I should say they don't have too much reasonably priced. I think it was only like 65 bucks. So I just kind of put it on the pegs, but with the stretch and the bigger engine in the rear and the bigger wheel, the back end's real heavy, so I gotta put something under it. But it works and we make do, so let's get the wheel off and let's check out everything else. Yes, I've only got 3 lug nuts on here right now. I had the other one off so I could find proper lug nuts. So we're gonna put those on as well. Obviously, switching from drum to disc, I had to switch hubs. My other hub was the lug nuts were 12 millimeter by 1.25. And these are 12 by 1.5. So I got some new lug nuts. These are actually for a car. They're just 949 Racing because you can buy them individually. But they're known for being really strong and light, but reasonably priced. I got 4 of them. I got 4 of them for 15 bucks shipped. So these are pretty nice. As you can see, they are an acorn design since they're for a car, but I've got some washers that are actually designed for something similar like this. So what they'll do is they'll go on, you know, once I put the wheel on, obviously, they'll go on and they're flat on one side and concave on the other side. So I get a good flat surface for it to mount on. However, they're in my toolbox, which is outside, and I'm not going out in the typhoon. What I'm gonna do now is pull my caliper back off and my hub with my rotor, and the reason for that is I had to drill a hole in the case and I gotta RTV it back up so it doesn't leak. I also need to put some Loctite on each one of these. I kind of forgot all that, which is gonna be important, especially with the GY6. Not entirely sure which one it was that's leaking. I think it's both of these that should be sealed up, and they're not. I'm gonna go ahead and put some RTV on both of them though, just to be sure. It's definitely that one. I can see the gears inside. Alright, problem is I need something to plug this hole right here, but it can't stick out, so I've got one of these Allen bolts, kind of like I got in the top. I'm going to put it in here and RTV it, kind of uses a seal, but I don't want it to stick out at all, and it sticks out a little bit, so I'm going to countersink it like I did the top one. So I'm just going to lightly drill it out. Just perfect. All right, let's go ahead and RTV that bad boy up. All right, I got some RTV on that bad boy. We're just gonna pop it in there. And hope for the best. Now we can take the top one off and do the same. It shouldn't be high enough to leak, but I don't want to risk it. Since we have everything apart, we're gonna go ahead and make sure it's good and sealed up as well. Alright, so the top one I can already see doesn't go through the casing, so there's no reason to worry about that. What I am worried about is, even though there's a lock nut on the back, I don't trust it, so I'm going to put a dab of thread lock on it to make sure that it stays. And I say a dab on there, I really mean a dab this time. Don't go crazy. Otherwise, when you go to take it back apart at some point, you're gonna hate life. My entire bike is dirty as hell. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom one. Take the cap off, it works better. Just a little bit there to make sure that it doesn't vibrate loose. And put it back on. Alright, she's good and tight. I think we can put the hub and rotor back on. So this is the hub and rotor. I believe it's a 220 millimeter rotor. The hub is from Mojo Customs, and as you can see, it's universal. I got the caliper bracket from Mojo Customs as well. He was kind of running a sale on them. The rotor and the caliper I got from Christian, and I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry, Christian, I won't butcher your last name on a video. But if anybody is on the Ruckus forums at all, you know who Christian is. So definitely hit him up. He got me a great deal on these parts. He's got me some other parts as well, and I'm more than happy with his customer service and his prices. So let's go ahead and put the rotor back on with the hub and everything. Make sure she spins nicely, which she does. And we're going to put my caliper back on the bottom and then work the top. Alright, what I want to do now is take these studs out here. As you can see, they've got a spot for an Allen in them. Alright, I got an Allen that fits. So what I'm going to do is take these out one by one, because there's so many different holes for it. I want to make sure that I get it back in the right spot. And I'm not sure where that fourth one goes, so I'm going to put the wheel on and then put the lug in after that. I got the fourth one, but I don't want to put it on until I put the wheel on to make sure I get it in the right one. So let's go ahead and put the wheel on now. Hopefully it lines up okay. I don't have to take the wheel back off. I don't know, it kind of seems like it's going in crooked. I think the wheel is just on a little crooked. It's not pushed in all the way. She's definitely not cross-threaded. Alright, we're going to try out the new lug nut. I'm just going to snug them down even with a little wrench just to make sure that it pushes the wheel on properly. Look at that bad boy. You know what really finishes off nicely? I got these off the Wish app for $1. Neochrome valve caps. Like I said, there's a full-blown typhoon going on outside, so just in the house working on the Ruckus a little bit. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share this video. Also hit that little bell up top to get notifications when I upload new videos, and ride safe.